At least it's not like, well, it sucks for the average person, but if you're like insanely wealthy, it's amazing. At least you don't get like a leg up just based on your net worth. Although you could, I guess, just go to the US and get treated. But I mean, how are you going to stop that regardless? I suppose. Except when they hoard the antibiotics. Look, I wish that they were a little. I don't want them. Here's okay. You. This is gonna be -2 me in advance. Okay. They should not give everybody antibiotics when they come into the hospital or the doctor or the urgent care and say, I have strep throat. Can I please get antibiotics? But they should. I think after what I've been through, they should give me like a stamp on my BC Care card, which is like our health card, that says like if this motherfucker comes in and asks. Anyway, I don't know. That's a prickly one. That was a good one to get started on. A lot of people disagree, and you know what? I mean, as long as we're all being reasonable. Oh, here we go. Am I the asshole for refusing to wear quote unquote protection at a family gathering? Let me guess. Let me guess what protection is in this context. I'm going to guess that it's a zero point 0.2 millimeter thick cloth mask is my expectation. Maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong. See, it doesn't sound right. I'm not even suggesting it's a fetish post. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't sound right. Something's not right. I'm glad that one weekend a year these people are all hanging out together and they're not in Gen Pop with the rest of us. I would love for you to tell me what weekend that is so I feel more comfortable going outside. I don't want to read anything else you ever write for the rest of your entire life. Am I the asshole for pretending a movie trilogy is a TV series to my girlfriend who hates movies? I don't even really understand this, but it sounds so innocuous as to be hilarious. This is just funny. This is just a funny post. Assuming it's real. I don't even have like I don't have anything else to say. The thing that's really funny is that it's such a minor thing. To blow up into a real fight is hilarious. He spliced Looper into YouTube Shorts. Yeah, dude, if he wants, what he should actually do. Oh, my girlfriend, she doesn't like TV shows or movies because she only watches TikTok. Well, I really like The Irishman. So I edited it down to 543 30-second chunks and edit it into portrait style like it was taken from a cell phone. And then I showed them all to her in a playlist called Amazing TikTok Saga About Old Mobsters. Hashtag LOL. Anyway, maybe we lost our way on the bit there a little bit. That's very funny, though. I like that. Am I the asshole for not wanting my female best friend to you? Because that's a horrible situation. I'm not even saying it's your fault you're in the situation. I'm just saying, like, you know, it sounds like every day is a damn minefield. So I wish you the best and I hope you get through it. What is YHMS? That's you have my sympathy. Am I the asshole for getting upset at my sister after she upstaged my bad news with good news? Is this like how I keep saying I almost died, and then people are like, hey, I had my job interview called me back. I got the job. Thanks, NL. And I'm like, I almost died. How dare you have good news when I almost died? No, I guarantee it's fake. Fake post. Get me out of here, man. What happened to Am I the Asshole? It used to be like, am I the asshole for eating all the fully loaded nachos? Now every single one is like, me. I got hit with a syphilitic cannonball back in the 1700s and my chest cavities caved in on itself. My girlfriend has been possessed by the ghost of an angry demon, and we're trying to decide what restaurant to go to. Like, it's just, what happened to the. Now, every single one is like, hey, and fucking repeat after some guy at the front. Nobody cares. Okay? I mean, some people probably care. Also, and this is an aside, but like, I don't know how it is in the rest of the world, but in Canada, common law is fucking crazy. Like, if you live with someone for like 2 years, you're legally married. I think I was legally married to like six people simultaneously in college, just because I had roommates that I, moved around with. Like, I think technically, oh, you have to file for it? I don't think so, because I thought I mean, this is like in 2004 or something like that when I learned about it in like high school. But like glasses that are also painted black. It doesn't make any sense. She legitimately can't stop enabling his bad behavior, let alone recognize it for what it is. The friction has only gotten worse as she moved in with me 2 months ago because they could no longer afford to live alone. I have a basement gym I have poured over $7,000 into, and this is where I'm adding some creative license after my divorce with my first wife. It has multiple types of high-end barbells, a power rack, and various other equipment. In past days, I was a competitive power lifter, and although I've scaled back a lot on that front, I still train very hard. When Jenny and George moved in, people do that like in their 40s, if you've ever used an actual gym. But you should supervise the kid and be like, "Hey, put your barbell back. You gotta be a dad. Sorry, you're 37 years old." I then put a lock on the door, very mature, which George broke down with a hammer. I then reinforced the door and put a new lock on, which George could not penetrate. What the hell is going on, man? You reinforce the door? Jenny insists on having a spare key to the basement, and I recently learned she's been loaning it to George. She tried cleaning up after him, but I could tell. Should be minority reported. He should be in prison. I don't know if it's a crime to let your teenage stepson think that he's gonna die from a bench press gone wrong, but like this guy seems like, I mean, I'm just going to say it. It seems like he drives a Dodge Ram, doesn't use his signal light, and then tries to antagonize people on the road so that he can get into a road rage incident and have an opportunity to kill you. He seems like an insane person. They're coming to take him away right now. I don't know if you can hear the sirens. I started to tell him that's what happens when you work out alone. Okay! Long day of work to have to spend time with my family? No amount of sex is worth the hassle. Friend of mine used to say, they must be a tornado between the sheets when we heard this sort of story. Let me guess. Your friend eventually grew up and was not 21 years old anymore, but you somehow have just stayed locked into this mindset for the rest of your life. What the hell are you talking about? Over in under a minute and only leaving destruction behind? Is this the immortal bard, William Shakespeare? To quote a very old joke, it starts with a lot of sucking and blowing and ends with you losing your house, son. And he shouldn't have broken the lock, but he broke the lock to work out, man. He didn't steal your car and go on a joyride. He's doing a bench press. I thought it was something she may get better with. But I'm gradually losing hope as time goes on. That must be hard for you, to balance that along with your alter ego living as the Punisher. That's a lot to put on one man's plate. I got a lot of sympathy for that. Anyway, I think I'm upset with this post, but I'm also feeling powerful as a result of how upset I am. So it feels good, to be honest. How about it? Oh, dude, I can't even. So, sorry to be millennial there with my I can't even, but I can't even resist. I added another word. I can't even resist this one. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my babysitter? It's the intersection of all of my current interests. Being mad at people and r/shit mom groups say. Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my babysitter? I, 32F, and my husband, 30 male. I'm inclined to think she's not the asshole because this is the rare Reddit post where the wife is older than the husband. She's girl bossing. Honest, I'm happy for her. I'm proud of her. I think she's doing great work. Keep it up. I don't even need to read the rest. Just kidding. We planned to go on a date to see a movie at a theater near us. Since the movie was 2 hours long and it's 30 minutes to go there and 30 minutes to go back, the movie was starting at 6 and the kids go to bed at 7 or 8. We hired a babysitter for 3 hours. See, that seems, if I may say so, that seems more than reasonable. Maybe not much more, but reasonable for sure. When B got there, I gave her a list of things I wanted her to do, which included keep them entertained. I'm fine with them just watching TV for a bit, but not over 30 minutes. Can I tell you something? This is a nice to have, not a need to have. I know how this sounds, but I don't think you should hire a babysitter and expect them to be a parent. Sorry. Maybe when you're at the movies, you don't know what's going on in your house. I think the only reasonable expectation I think you can have of a baby behaved. And I can definitely imagine them giving B a hard time. I also feel bad now that I've gotten some talking tos from other moms, and I don't think that any of the babysitters will accept my sitting requests now. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Okay. I would straight up hit you with an everybody sucks here. And I would also hit you with maybe a suggestion that this is why you don't hire a stranger from Facebook to babysit your children. The correct course of outcome, or the correct course of action, I should say, is that you had a nice date night, you pay her the $150, and then you never hire her again, and you tell everybody you know that she was not a good babysitter. You undermine her business in a sinister fashion from the outside, rather than just hit her with like one data point that's going to cause her a little bit of pain. You dig out the foundation of her business from the outside. That's taking the high road. Okay? Write that down. At the end, shouldn't have woken her up. I guess all I'm saying is like, she should understand that she didn't get woken up because he wanted her to sleep more. You know, there's no reason to blow up a parenthetical very nice day over a judgment call like that. Okay, let me guess. Am I the asshole for being upset that my sister made me a birthday cake? My sister has a Purple Heart. She was shot in the Peace Corps trying to deliver medicine in Mali in 2009. Just give me a second here. Let me find it. Let me find the part where like you go in on somebody for being an asshole and then there's an actual arrangement for that sort of stuff. But anyway, he needs to know how much I make exactly. I don't want to tell him, but I give him a range. Still not enough. He's so mad about it. He says finances are important for a couple and he needs to know I'm financially responsible. But if he needs a specific amount to know that, I say he doesn't actually know me and maybe he should use his critical thinking skills and look at all the time we spent together and conclude whether I'm actually responsible with my money or not. He accused me of not trusting him and hiding things. And he told me he can't be around me right now and left. Actual sanest fiance or boyfriend in Reddit history. This doesn't make sense to me. Like if I would assume, depending on her salary, that a reasonable range might be like 10 to 20,000. You couldn't just bite the bullet and be like, it's in the middle of that number that I gave you. 1 to 10 more billion? I mean, if she's making $1 more billion a year, be careful because she works for Sony Pictures. I don't necessarily think she's hiding something. I just think she's being kind of a weirdo, to be honest. It just seems like a weird thing to be like, I refuse to give you an exact number. Instead, I'm going to give you an estimate. The level's pretty bad. I don't, dude, it's got the easiest star in the 16-star speed run. They're all good levels. Okay, so here's the deal. I think we're going to play a little bit of Isaac. I'm just going to be real with you. I want to play Fall Guys. There's a little Fall Guys in my brain. That's like a little worm that's like, hey, play Fall Guys. Play Fall Guys. But I have so much Fall Guys in reserve because I've been playing so much Fall Guys lately. I have until April the 15th. I have until half May, Ringo. Today's only the 14th. And then the next day he was like, oh, crap. I don't want to go too off on England. I know you guys, you've been going through your own stuff right now. I don't respect half 8. Like, or, you know, it's half 4 right now. It doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And feel free to tell me, I'm sure there's lots of nonsensical stuff that doesn't make sense, you know, in like, quote-unquote American English as well. Half 8 doesn't make sense to me because half of 8 is 4. But somehow, half 8 in Hungary. This is crazy. I thought half 8 was 7:30 in the UK as well. Apparently not. Apparently half 8 is half past 8. Doesn't make any dang sense. All the towns are named like, you know, letters are free. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, I couldn't possibly put one more word in there. I'm on my way to Clarendon, London, Derbyshire. What time am I supposed to be there? Half 8. It just seems a little like you know, methinks the country doth protest too much. Half 8 is 7:30 in Germany too. England, explain yourself. In Europe, agrees that half 8 is 7:30, except in England, they're like, wrong. I'm not using a bomb and a key to get a card. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I will use a bomb to get a bomb. In French, we don't say anything like that. Pardon me. Dude, honestly, France has an insanely good counting system. Or French, I should say, not France specifically. I remember almost nothing from 10 years of public school education about how to speak French, but I can still count to 100 without a doubt. I'm not going to do it for you because it's like the most boring content of all time, but that information is locked in my brain. Explain Quatre Van. It's 480 is 420s. Blaze it. It's like oh, I was speaking from the perspective of English, where we have to learn... Well, actually, now that I think about it, maybe actually English is pretty good. Because I was going to say, like, in English, we don't call it 8/10s, but then I was like, you know what? 80's kind of like... That's 8/10s. Okay, fair enough. You know what? I've decided to rescind my previous take. I've decided that that was based on ignorance, and I didn't know what I was talking about. $24 is also Quatre Vant? You don't know what you're talking about. 24 is Vant Quatre. It's like you're not even paying attention in class. Like it, they do subject, object, verb, so they do like, I, apple, eats. The easy part of English is that it's easy to immerse yourself in the language because it's the most common parlance on the internet. It's so funny that English is the lingua franca. France, what are you doing? It was called the lingua franca, and then you let it not be French? You got caught slacking? You got caught looting, son! France fumbled the bag? I can't even imagine, man. Holy cow. How on earth is the lingua franca not French? Like, French was the lingua franca when they named the lingua franca, and then lost the title immediately. That's crazy. That's what you get for having masculine and feminine words. Needlessly complicating things. Oh, sorry, when you're talking about a bathroom, it's la salle de bain. Are you stupid? Bathrooms are girls. Shit makes no sense at all. Like, and I'm being like non-ironic, like actually makes no sense. As somebody who'd never learned how to speak the language, but is acting like I'm gonna... Driving a gas-powered car is also environmentally destructive, and that shit sucks. So, like, if you're asking me, like, would I rather have a truck or would I rather golf? I would definitely rather golf, for sure. Are you allowed to play golf drunk? I don't know if you're allowed to play golf sober, my friend. I don't know if it's possible. It's definitely strongly encouraged. And I've only been golfing like 3 times in my entire life. But like, I also think that the beers hit harder on the golf course. I think that's part of... Plus, like, maybe, I'm not even sure if this is a controversial take. I'm also sick of... And maybe this is not fact-based, so I apologize in advance and reserve the right to say that this is actually just a joke. If people decide it's a bad take. I'm sick of 65-year-old people getting up on stage and being like, hey, young people, you can't do this shit anymore. I know you were golfing, motherfucker. You've been in Washington, D.C. for like 75 years. Now you're on stage and you're like, if you're under the age of 30, don't go to a golf course. You pulling the damn ladder up from underneath you. Okay, how about this? How about I don't golf? How about I do my responsibility for the environment and don't golf, and you cut me a fucking check for like $10,000 because you golf so much you fucked it up for the rest of us? How about you write me a damn check, Grandpa? I understand, like, you want me to do that shit for free, but I want my pound of flesh because it's not fair. You got something that I didn't get a chance to get. So give me $10,000. Tax is for tripping? Bro, it's running. Just don't fall down. Forehead? Dude, no, it's for heart attacks. It has like a heart on it. It's bright red. It's like a heart with an electrical lightning bolt on it. Don't forget, I live in North America, okay? People are like more likely to have a heart attack here than fall down. +2, +2. You can only laugh at that if you're North American, okay? If you're from Europe, then Joey Chestnut was like, this is my life, and then, you know, jumped in there and put the dude in a headlock for no reason. Like, I'm not gonna say that. I wasn't there. You should see the video. It actually happened during the contest. Joey Chestnut had a broken leg. Mid-contest, he put the dude in a headlock, and he still won by 20 hot dogs. This cannot be true. This is... There's two... That's exactly what happened? Okay, I'm inclined to take Joey Chestnut's side just because that sounds incredible. That's basically what happened. It's Section 13. I invoke my Section 13 Charter of Rights and Freedoms privileges. I have an honest question about the Fifth Amendment. If you invoke your Fifth Amendment right, you're guilty, right? Sorry. But like, no, but like, yes, right? Because like, hold on. / marker, Fall Guys. Because, like, if you evoke your Fifth Amendment right, the right is to avoid self-incrimination. By the way, pay close attention to the bet. Will we win this one? Yes or no? So it's not losing finals. It's not losing round 2. This is a straight-up win-loss parlay. So the Fifth Amendment right is the right to not incriminate yourself. So if somebody asks you a question and you invoke the Fifth, the only reason you would invoke it is because telling the truth would incriminate you. So as a result, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Look, I'm being slandered here. People are saying, oh, this is a horrible take, pro-police take. It's not a pro-police take. I think it's kind of sick that you could be guilty of something and just be like, I choose not to answer because dig a big hole of lies and then bury myself in it. I was going 10 over like everybody else on the damn road. Just say you don't recall. He'll ask me a bunch of questions. I'll say I don't recall to all of them. Then he'll be like, are you okay? And I'll say, no, officer. I had a simultaneous Salmonella and Campylobacter infection, which I've only recently finished my course of ciprofloxacin for. And then he walked right into my verbal trap and got blown out. He'll be like, sorry, sir. You can go. Holy cow. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, sometimes it's nicer to be down here. Sir, I'm gonna... Because I'm basically, as soon as you get bitten, like you're on Team Zombie, right? Of course I'm not gonna inhibit the company that I'm about to be working for. Might as well try to score an early dub, maybe get in good with the zombie CEO or something. Go back to the damn horde and be like, hey boss, I converted 7 more on my way up. They'll be like, guess what? Seems like the kind of straight shooter who's got middle management written all over him. Good bit. No offense or whatever. Ooh. Everybody watched the video, huh? Everybody saw the speed run? We're all pros at Lily Leapers now? I double bounce from time to time. I'm not afraid to admit it. I thought I fell between the cracks. Like my experience in the Canadian medical system last week. Holy cow, that was scary. We run it back. You can't end on a third. Why is this game called Zombs? When's the last time you saw a damn zombie? I can't really argue with that, man. That's a good argument. I mean, why the hell is the game called Fortnite, man? Maybe because the average player is 2 weeks old? +2? Yeah, that gets a +2?